Does David Mark want to be chairman over a political party that is paralyzed, that is unable to field candidates for the 2027 elections? If that is his target, then the Supreme Court judgment of June 30 is a win for him. But if his target is to field candidate, at least to field Atiku Abubakar for 2027 election, if that's the target, then the Supreme Court ruling of June 30 is not a win. It is a call for reflection. Why is this so? It is simple. Aside from the judgment of the Supreme Court that ordered David Mark to go back and face Justice Wite and tender his evidence, answer why a restraining order should not be given against him. In addition to doing that, there is a Justice Abdulmalik's judgment that has nullified the congresses and the convention that David Mark conducted for the ADC. If they choose to appeal that Justice Abdulmalik's judgment, that is simply going to waste another time, because you go all the way to the Supreme Court and then they will bring you back and probably uphold what Justice Abdulmalik has ruled on. Probably. And that is taking time that is not there. May 30 is upon us. This is already May 1, a public holiday. The next available date now is May 4th. So from May 4th, you count 21 days, it goes to May 25. If David Mark wants to be chairman over a viral ADC, his only course of action is to embrace the Justice Abdulmalik's judgment, is to call on everybody, every party in this case, to embrace the Justice Abdulmalik's judgment. That's the only path forward. Any dragging of any matter in court will only render the ADC comatose, paralyzed, unable to field candidates for the 2027 elections. This is sad because time not there again. By May 10 now, it will already be too late for anybody to jump ship. So those of you who are saying, oh, they are discussing with PRP. PRP already have their problems. Oh, they are discussing with NDC. NDC has already said, oh, we are not discussing with them. If anybody wants to get ticket, the time to jump is now. You all can see what Honorable Leke Abejide has done. He has decided to dump the ADC that he has used consistently since 2019, 2023, and he has won at a time when ADC was not even known. But because his target is ticket for 2027 election, and he has seen that there is no time, he has jumped ship today now. This is how practical politicians should think. David Mark, Atiku, Peter Obi, Rotimi Amechi, it will not be in your best interest to continue any court case if your target is to run for 2027. It will not be. I hear Bolaji Abdullah saying, oh, it's going to be a long case and we are ready. Sometimes I wonder if he knows the true implication of the statement he just made. If he thinks that he has the luxury of time. If he has forgotten that the primaries that David Mark, sorry, not the primaries, the congresses that David Mark conducted and the convention have been set aside, have been nullified. Can you conduct primaries without convention? Can you conduct convention without primaries? What is he trying to tell us? What is Bolaji Abdulmalik trying to tell us? They are going to now appeal the case of the judgment of Justice Abdulmalik. They are going to engage in another round of time wasting. They'll go to the Court of Appeal. Who knows when that will be heard? They'll go from Court of Appeal to Supreme Court. Who knows when that will be heard? And then, before you know it, we are May 30 and ADC loses out completely. Is your target to be NWC over a paralyzed political party? Is that your target? Are you guys trying to hold down the ADC for Tinubu? Many people have alleged that Atiku is working for Tinubu. It's an allegation. And of course, Atiku is the one that is pushing David Mark. Are they engaging in all of these unnecessary battles just to paralyze the ADC and hold it down for Tinubu? Make una think. Peter Obi think. Don't let anybody trap you in the ADC. If David Mark chooses to appeal Justice Abdulmalik's case and judgment, if they choose to continue the trial in Justice Wite's court for the case brought against it by Nafiu Bala, if they choose this, Peter Obi know it and no peace. They have decided to paralyze the ADC with you trapped in it. With you trapped in it, such that you cannot run for the 2027 election. Is this their way of holding down the ADC for Tinubu? The way Wike has held down the PDP for Tinubu? Is this their way? I don't see the need for all of these battles. Like I said before, I'll say it again. The only way forward is to embrace the Justice Abdulmalik's judgment. That is the only way forward. Anything short of that is deliberate suicide. Call the state chairman. Hold an emergency NEC meeting. Considering that the state chairmen are the only surviving members of the NEC, let them reach two decisions quickly. Amend the constitution to remove problematic conditions, such as a 2-year requirement to be chairman, membership requirement to be chairman of the ADC. Remove such problematic provisions of the ADC constitution. That's the first decision. The second one is to extend the tenure of the chairmanship of the state exco's so that they can conduct congresses and conduct convention. If they decide to do that today, the way Leke Abejide has dumped ADC today, by Monday, they can transmit that information to INEC. And then you can start counting 21 days from that Monday, because it's weekend now. You can't start counting from today. INEC cannot receive that letter today. And the 21 days notice you need to give to INEC will start counting from Monday. So that's already May 4th, 2026. Add 21 days on top of that, it becomes May 25. So if you give a notice for Congress for May 25th, you give a notice for convention for May 26th, then you can give a notice for primaries for May 27th. This is the only path forward. This is the path that levels the playing field for all the parties. All the aggrieved parties can now come and show their strength. David Mark can still contest to be chairman. Nafiu Bala can still contest to be national vice chairman. The state chairman still stays, their tenure preserved, they still conduct the congresses and all that. And everything is done according to book, such that nobody can complain. If this path is embraced, Tinubu cannot scatter the ADC anymore. And some people are arguing that what if the state chairman are being used by Tinubu? If the state chairman, even if the state chairman are being used by Tinubu, once a decision has been reached for them to conduct congresses, which is what they are fighting for, and extend their tenure by 30 days, which is what they will love, and for them to conduct the convention, they will love that. Once they do that, then David Mark will then sweep in and do what he wants to do. My hope is that the judgment of the Supreme Court has removed the excuse of hiding behind internal party affairs to do rubbish. So, at least for now, by law, nobody can do anyhow in the ADC, even if it is David Mark that is conducting the primaries. Transactional politics would be impossible considering the number of persons that would have registered as members of the ADC, which I suspect is around the 10 million number. So if 10 million people are coming to vote in the primaries of the ADC, Atiku's dollars will be useless. So transactional politics in that primaries will be reduced, and candidates with good intentions will have an opportunity to get tickets. I'm hoping this will be the case. So therefore, considering that Peter Obi has still not left, we have to explore every option to keep the ADC viable. It is not enough for David Mark to be chairman over a dead party, a paralyzed party, a comatose party. It serves him no good, except he's holding down the ADC for Tinubu. Path forward does not include fighting any legal battles anymore. It includes embracing Justice Abdulmalik's judgment. Any decision to embrace or hold on or appeal any legal battles is a decision to paralyze the ADC and to hold it down for Tinubu. And the only option for people like Peter Obi will be to jump immediately. May 10 is not far. A word is enough for the wise. Let me know what you think. Let us have this discussion. Reach out to Peter Obi. Tell him time is running out.